Go on. Okay, Ms. Valerie, you good to go?
Hello, I'm Valerie Elliot. I'm a senior at Litchfield Christian School. I have 3 presentations, and my first one is the history of law. So, law systems have been around for thousands of years. Some of these laws have even survived all these years. You might have heard of Hammurabi's Code being the first set of laws to exist, but it goes back even further. For example, this is the writing from a period of time earlier than that code. It is from King Surukajana from 2350 BC. The Moose Code. Although found law books have dated further back than this, earliest, most completed. The tablet is written in cuneiform in 2112 to 2094 BC, which an example being, if a man knocked out the eye of another man, he shall weigh out half a mina of silver. Now, half a mina of silver is less than $1. Most of the, actually all of the currency in this presentation is worth very little now. And that is it. Hammurabi's Code. This code was made by King Hammurabi of Babylon in 1792 to 1750 BC. There are 282 laws and punishments in this code. If you've heard of the eye for an eye saying, this is where it comes from. If a man put out the eye of a nobleman, his eye shall be put out, which is Law 196. You can view this code in the Louvre in Paris. The Code of Nestlin. The Code of Nestlin is a code from the Hyades, which is modern-day Turkey. It was made in 1650 to 1500 BC. This system was passed down from Old Babylonia. The system was much more humane, though. If anyone injure a man so that he cause him suffering, he shall take care of him. So it's basically saying, if you hurt someone, you need to take care of them. Mosaic Law. This is Moses. So the Mosaic Law was assumed to be written in 1500 BC. This was when Moses stated the 10 Commandments, sacrifice details, the tabernacle layout, and more rules for the betterment of God's people's lives. For example, the first commandment is, thou shalt not have other gods before me. The Draconian Laws. The Draconian Laws were created in Greece in 600 BC. Draco, the creator, allegedly wrote the laws in blood. The laws were known to be quite brutal, even small crimes resulting in death. The Archon, the ruler, Solon, had to repeal it in 594 BC. So the Draconian laws reformed. Solon reformed the laws by making them fairer to people of all social standings. He gave the ecclesia, or the assembly, the right to act as an appellate court. This means that this group of people can overview another judge's ruling if it is deemed immoral. This class was made up of all kinds of people. The reformed version of these laws featured mostly laws on marriage and food supply. The 12 Tables of Rome. The 12 Tables of Rome were created in 450 BC. These laws were created by the lower class as a means to have their own laws compared to higher-ups. Only learned people were able to read the law before this. It was also to prevent the higher-ups from abusing their power. These laws included court procedures, trials, debt, and the rights of the father, and more. Now this is hard to pronounce. The Theochorale by Thiru Bolivar is a law of unknown exact age. It is estimated to have been written from 1 BC to 600 AD. It is written in Tamil, which is a language in India. The text informs the reader about the wrongness of killing and to treat others with compassion. It has 133 sections and is split into 3 books: Virtue, Government, and Society, and Love. The greatness of one who is wise and follows the right path by being restrained will be recognized and appreciated. So that basically means someone who doesn't lash out at others is wise. The Sharia. The Sharia is the Islamic code. It was created in 900 AD, but continued to be developed for 1,000 years. It shares the rules on relationships with others, the state, with God, and with themselves. This book is made from the Quran, the Sunnah, and teachings from Muhammad. One simple rule is to not lie. The Tang Code. The Tang Code was created in 653 AD during the Tang Dynasty in China. It was inspired by Confucianism, a way that encourages excellent character. The Faja, or legalism. Faja encouraged a strong state and strong army. Some examples of the 10 abominations are plotting rebellion, treason, and betrayal. Liber Judicorum. The Liber Judicorum is a Visigoth code created by King Retchesman in 654 AD. There is 500 laws and 12 kinds of laws covered. The people of legal authority, courts, marriage, inheritance, contracts, and more are examples of the kinds of laws covered. In Book 9, Law 4, it states, if a leader in the army ends his service unofficially, returns home, or urges others to do so, he will pay 10 solidi to the governor. If he urged someone else to do so, he would pay 5 solidi to the governor. So basically, if a soldier or a governor leaves his service early, he would have to pay the governor. The Magdeburg Law. The Magdeburg Laws were made in 965 AD by the Holy Roman Emperor Otto I. The laws revolved around the right of self-government, marketing, tolls, and fortune. These laws are still influential today as they laid the basework for Latvian civil law. Renaissance Italy, the Pope, and the Holy Roman Empire. In Renaissance Italy, the main rulers were the Holy Roman Empire and the Pope. The empire in question lasted from 962 to 1806, but the Pope is still around in the Vatican. Most of this period was ruled by Catholicism. The rich and the church leaders were the only ones who could read the Bible, so they would teach their own word instead of God's. They would also scam citizens of their money through ploys that donating would save their dead loved ones. Florence in the Renaissance. The idea for punishments being served by prison time was born in the Florentine Renaissance. Dungeons and other holding places existed before now, but were only seen as a place to keep before their punishment. During this time, judges had little control over the sentence men received. It was determined by the penal code, which are books that list crimes and their punishments. The Constitution. The United States of America was founded in 1776, and the Constitution was written in 1787. The Constitution is what has been lived under ever since. Even you and I live under its ruling. There are 27 amendments in the Constitution, and the first 10 are from the Bill of Rights. Have you heard someone say that the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution is the right to remain silent if you were accused of a crime? Any questions? That's right. How much was that? Like 10 Q? Like the second currency? Solidi? Yeah, something like that. It's less than a penny. It's very. Any other question? Yes, Rudy?
How many, like, things were there? Like, pictures were there?
How many slides, maybe?
Yeah.
18. My next one's bigger, actually.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to do my painting next. So